Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm uh, anyway, guys, sorry, I don't understand my friend. I've been doing this for like 10 years, and how somehow everybody always texts me at 3 p.m. it's 6 Eastern. I'm just like so don't understand it. I'm like every time, it's never going to be a time where I'm available. Anyway, very small MLB slate tonight. Going to play a little bit of NBA because there aren't going to be too many more slates left, and want to try to see what we can do. Coming home, not anything really exciting about this slate. I don't really love this slate very much. I would just remind people you don't need to stack. I think that's really important that you really don't on 5-game slates need to stack on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I still prefer the stacking, and I think that it's also a 6-game slate over there, which is locking in 40 minutes just to be wary for that. Let's start off pitching. I have Gilbert in basically every DraftKings lineup. I really don't like any of the SB2s, so it's very tricky. I actually think Nola, the one team that really crushes Nola consistently is Atlanta, but I think you kind of just have to just suck it up and play them. Then you get into the JP Sears versus Carrasco versus Clark Schmidt versus Hendricks versus Kyle Gibson. Any of those guys are fine. None of them are particularly stand out to me. So I at the moment have the same amount of Schmidt, Sears, and Carrasco, but I probably will end up with a little bit more Nola and Gilbert. But I have 100% Gilbert right now on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I don't mind using Giolito at 10K instead of Gilbert. So that's where I'm at. In terms of hitting, I'll just go through my positions. My catchers, my favorite catchers are Blake Sable, Adley Rutschman, and Cal Raleigh. First base, my favorite plays are Lamont Wade, Anthony Rizzo, and that's most of my first base pool on DraftKings. I also like Ty France a little bit. Second base, Owen Miller, even though he's probably going to get pitch hit for at some point. Tiaro Estrada and Caballero in Seattle stacks. Third base is Suarez and JD Davis as my favorite plays. Shortstop, Willy Adames, Volpe, and Lindor. Outfield, Julio Rodriguez, Kalinick, Haniger, Conforto, Judge, and Willie Calhoun. Those are sort of my entire pool of players today. So if you have any thoughts or questions, drop them on in. There's not a whole lot else I can do other than basically saying what I'm doing because it's just one of those things. I'm going to actually post, for those of you that are premium members, my early NBA build right now, and we'll go from there. Early build for tonight. But yeah, drop in questions and thoughts, say what's up. We don't have cheats tonight, but I think he'll be back tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think he will be back tomorrow. So that's nice. But if there's nothing else to talk about, I'm happy to talk through it. For NBA, I'm leaning Tatum as captain. I do think that you want to. One thing I've really noticed, Jaylen Brown is having like the worst series of his life, and he's just not making shots. I don't really know what else to say. So I'm more on the Tatum side of the Tatum Butler captain. I think you can get creative and maybe decide a little bit of Lowry, a little bit of Max Struss, and just hope you get the 6-3 game. Derek White would open things up if you wanted to go that route. Interesting to see what Miami will do without Gabe Vincent tonight. I think Duncan Robinson will have a chance to play some more minutes. And I think so will obviously Struss and Gabe Vincent. I think you want to be a little bit more. I would say be more Miami heavy, but this also could get ugly, and I just think it's something to keep an eye out for. I don't think the series is over. I think Boston wins the game tonight. I think 8 is still probably too much respect to give them, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 30. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Miami came out there, and Miami's just a different type of animal. It's almost like when they lose somebody, they get better every time. So maybe that's what happened with Vincent tonight. What's Rich? No, I don't like any Cubs. I don't play hitters in those conditions. It's 50 degrees and the wind's blowing in 15 miles an hour in Chicago. No, thank you. No Cubs for me. No Mets for me. Carrasco looks terrible. But what are we trying to do here? Playing guys in 50-degree weather and 13-mile-an-hour winds against you? Like, it's going to take a lot to get the ball out of there. So you're basically counting on a bunch of singles. You do have Tauchman, who's cheap, and you have Morel, who probably can hit a home run with 100 miles an hour against him because all he does is hit home runs. Look at Christopher Morel's game log, and it is absolutely the most absurd thing I've ever seen. I'm telling you, it looks like a Puig early on, but it's just more power even. It's nuts. Anyway, yeah, I'm not as high on. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally cool with the with the idea of getting different on this slate. I just can't get to the Cubs and Mets in that weather. I tell you what, it's going to be lower owned, and that's certainly something you want to do. I tried to make sure to see if I could get like at least 2 guys, in single digit ownerships on my lineups, in pretty much all my lineups. And it's not that hard to do even on a small slate. So that actually feels kind of good. You can find a couple interesting places to get off the board. If I had to play anybody from the Cubs side, by the way, it would be Morel and Tauchman. Just you even them out to, between the two of them, what will they cost you? They'll cost like $3,700 on average per each. Don't look at the price of just the Morel, but if you had to do anything, that would be the one thing I would consider doing. I'm just taking a look around. I'm also not playing the Philly Atlanta game much, which partially, okay, you have what is going to be like Dylan Dodd in a spot we would want to attack. But you've got 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left over there, too. And it's just harder to hit home runs like that. It's simple as that. Not to mention that the one thing you do have for the Phillies, though, is that you've got a bulk of their good hitters being left-handed. So that actually works out okay. But you also then are going lefty-lefty with like 3 guys in your lineup. And that just feels like a little too many to me. So that's why I'm not doing that much of that. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys very much. I hope everyone's golf lineups are going well. I've got a top 5 in the 88 right now. So hopefully that can keep gaining some traction. It's going to come down to who makes the cut tomorrow. Obviously, we'll do a fun live show for NBA for a big MLB slate tomorrow, and we'll do a little cut sweat talk. I'm sure because I'm sure me and Chiefs will have a bunch of guys that we're thinking about in there. So come on, Putnam, damn it. I might have jumped up a little bit in that one actually. Yeah, I'm in first place in the 88, 20,000. That's kind of fun. Always fun to see. All right, guys. Anyway, I don't know if there's a whole bunch more for me to talk about, so I'm going to probably get out of here and just, wish you all luck tonight. So good luck to everybody. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll be back full strength tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.